that concludes this week's edition of the Brains Trust. And now we go over to an aircraft factory somewhere in England for this week's piano recital by Moira Limpany.
Well, Colonel, what did you think? Colonel!
I just dropped off, resting my eyes.
No, the Brains Trust. What did you think?
Oh, all that yak. It's not my idea of radio. Besides, no jingles.
Huh?
You know this factory I was telling you about, this factory of mine that makes the barbecue equipment and the patio furniture? Well, back home in Dust Pile, Nebraska, the Willard T. Irving Hour is the show.
Yes, but I don't quite follow. What are jingles?
Well, singing commercials, you know. Yeah. I mean, you might switch on and you hear something like, Willard T. Irving makes great barbecues. 5 different models from which you can choose. Willard T. Irving, I want you to know, you're simply the greatest on our patio.
Well, I can tell you quite categorically, it'll never catch on here. But to return to our muttons, now this Brains Trust, you see, my idea is that we should hold it in our own church hall. Now, 2 speakers from your camp, 2 from our local community, and myself in the chair.
Why you?
Well, my knowledge of procedure as deputy town clerk, a lifetime dedicated... Well, anyway, it's my idea. I don't see why I shouldn't be in the chair.
Yeah, okay, so you're in the chair. Let's hope nobody plugs it in. That's a joke. All right, so you're in the chair. Well, where does all this get us?
Well, it's a wonderful opportunity to mend our fences, Colonel, listen to each other's point of view and achieve a mutual understanding.
Yeah, I like it. It'll give us a chance to tell you people where you're going wrong.
Well, each of our 2 great nations has its own ways, Colonel. Both are equally valid.
That's very true. We each have our own ways. Only our ways are better.
It's rather weak, Vicar, I'm afraid.
But aren't you getting your ration, Miss Mortimer?
Yes. But it doesn't go very far.
I'm a great believer in herbal tea myself. Refreshing and health-giving infusions are made from the herbs grown in my own garden.
I warned you not to get him started on his herbs.
Herbs are our greatest friend, if we'd only recognize it. That's the way I see them, at any rate. My chamomile, my flowering lime, my wild Sicily, marjoram and angelica, each in their own bed. And, of course, that's a good rule for all of us.
Your herbs are famous, Vicar, but what about my Brains Trust?
A fine idea, Mr. Todd, a fine idea.
Of course, there are dangers. Some members of the community are bound to use it as an excuse for crude anti-Americanisms.
Yes, quite. I hope my own attitude is more Christian. Forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do.
Yes, well, that's why I hope, Vicar, that you'd be one of the Brains Trusters on the English side of the table.
But of course. I was wondering when you were going to ask me.
No.
I have heard the Americans are electing their speakers.
Good heavens, do you mean voting?
They're a callow nation, Vicar.
I always think election has a dangerous smack of Calvinism.
Yes, well, my own view is that election is good, but selection is better. Yes, I thought it was rather neat, yes.
Oh, yes, very neat, yes. With your gifts, Mr. Todd, you should be in London.
Oh, I don't know.
By the way, who do you have in mind as my fellow Brains Truster?
Yes, well, this may come as a surprise to you. Mrs. Phoebe Sankey, the landlady of the Balaclava Arms. It's a bold stroke, but with much to commend it. It's a sop to the public, of course, but she's very well disposed towards our transatlantic friends. I've sounded her out discreetly, and she's perfectly willing.
I've heard the Americans say that.
Brains Trust? Is that some kind of gadget for holding the head in place?
No, it's a program on the wireless.
Wireless? Wireless what?
Wireless.
Oh.
It's what you call radio, young man.
Harry, get Mr. Todd a pint.
Oh, a half will be quite sufficient, thank you, Mrs. Sankey.
Hey, this Brains Trust you're having.
I suppose you're dead against it, Mr. Pickler.
In normal way, I would be, yes, for 2 reasons. 1, you've no brains. And 2, I don't trust you.
Don't be
so rude, Bert Pickup.
But circumstances being they are, I'm all in favour of it. And such being the case, I'm willing to go against the rules of a lifetime and volunteer.
Me and all.
A volunteer, Mr. Pickup, cheers.
Yes, to be on your brains trust. You want somebody on it who can tell them refugees from Pearl Harbor where they get off?
Me and all, Mr. Todd. I've been studying these Yanks ever since they arrived, and I've got them weighed up. I can point out as how they're overpaid, overfed, oversexed, and over here.
Look, the purpose of the Brains Trust, Mr. Duckworth, is to remove misunderstanding, not add to it.
There is no misunderstanding between us and the Yanks, Mr. Todd. We understand them, and they understand us. That's why we don't like each other.
Well, it's quite out of the question. Anyway, I've already chosen my Brains Trusters.
Who have you got?
Well, the vicar, for one.
The vicar? Well, what good's the vicar? Kind word for everybody, yes? You want to get somebody who can get stuck into them.
Aye, he's too forgiving by half, that vicar. Yeah. A bit of hellfire and brimstone, that's what folk want. Who else you got?
Will you tell them, Mrs. Sankey?
Certainly, Mr. Todd. It's me.
What, her?
Don't her me, Bert Pickup. I happen to be the licensee of these premises, not the cat's mother.
You can't do it, Phoebe.
Why not? I'm quite impartial.
Oh, no, you're not. You've been got at. I know that for a fact.
Please, please.
Well, down at our camp, we're voting for our speakers.
You see, Floyd, you talk lovely when you put your mind to it.
Well, in this country, we have other methods, young man. Now, if you have elections, then anyone can get in. I mean, look at the House of Commons.
Right, as election officer, I declare the voting booths closed. Now, Pulaski, as you are not personally involved in this contest, you're here to see fair play. Now, the two men getting the most votes will represent the USA in tomorrow's Brains Trust. Right, let's counting commence.
Rossi.
Rossi.
Rossi. Mendoza. Biedermeier.
Biedermeier? Who the hell's Biedermeier?
Cookhouse orderly, sir, slings a mean hamburger.
Democracy gone mad. Carry on.
Rossi. Rossi. Biedermeier.
Are you sure you got all the voting slips there?
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, there are a few names, like, for instance, Willard T. Irving, that aren't coming up.
Sir, all the votes are in.
All right, carry on.
Rossi. Rossi. Theodorakis.
Theodorakis? What does that Greek know about democracy?
They invented it, sir.
Listen, if the Greeks are so smart, how is it they're always coming over to us, and instead of us trying to get in with them? Carry on, Pasquale.
Sir, Rossi. Rossi. Colonel Willard T. Irving.
Aha, here it comes, the groundswell. Yeah, we're hearing from the grassroots now. Hey, the American backland, the heartland votes, my boy. The bandwagon is rolling. Carry on.
Rossi. Rossi, Mendoza. Rossi, Rossi, Rossi.
Yes, sir, it looks mighty close, sir, eh?
Pulaski, go and check the guards on the main gate.
I'm supposed to be supervising this vote count, sir.
That was an order, Sergeant.
Sir.
Rossi, Rossi, Mendoza, Sir, you want I should keep counting?
You came across from Mexico the old wetback way, Pasquale? You swam the Rio Grande? There may be one or two points about good old US of A methods that you're not too sure about.
I keep counting, sir, huh?
Hell no, you've done a great job. Great job, Pasquale. Don't strain yourself. I'll take over from here. It's the American way, boy.
What's this?
There's your cut of the action.
Main gate, sentries, all correct, sir.
Good, good. Just in time for the result of the ballot. Right, we'll do this the right way. You read this out. I care about this, even if you don't.
Right, Colonel. Votes cast as follows. Rossi, 44. Mendoza, 9. Biedermeier, 5. Theodorakis, 3. Colonel Willard T. Irving, 21.
Late landslide from the upcountry voters. That's the way it goes, Pulaski. I hereby declare Corporal Rossi and Colonel Willard T. Irving duly elected.
Right, Colonel, well, I'll just pass the word along to the men, sir. Don't you be alarmed if you hear them cheering.
I'll burn these. You know, regulation security precautions for classified documents.
Right, Colonel. We don't want any Kraut spies looking at our voting papers. Jeez, what a fix.
You know, he only got one vote. And that was the one he made for himself.
No, some brown-nosed creep in the camp voted for him. I got the colonel's vote right here.
You know what Vicar's like. He wouldn't say hey up to a caterpillar, not unless it were munching one of his herbs. No, it's up to you, Phoebe lass. You'll have to speak out for us.
I've had enough of this, Harry Duckworth. And you too, Bert Pickup. You are wasting your time making bullets for me to fire at the Brains Trust. I happen to like the Americans.
They've turned their head, these Yanks. It's standing up for our own buses, that's what's caused it.
Yeah, I'd stand up for women on buses.
You only stand up for women on buses when they're wearing low-cut blouses.
You know what you want to do, this Brains Trust? You want to ask a few subtle questions, that's what you want to do.
You're right. You're right. We'll ask a few subtle questions like why don't you flaming Yanks beggar off back to flaming Yankee land?
No chance. I can tell you now, that Randall Todd will not let the likes of us ask any questions.
Aye, right. But he let the likes of Corporal Hoskins here ask a question, standing there in his uniform and everything. How about it, Corporal? Will you do it?
Well, I might do, but I'd need a few pints, like, while I mull it over.
Say no more, Corporal, say no more.
We've cracked it. Right. Now hear this, men. Uncle Sam, in his wisdom, summoned us from the four corners of America, trained us, sailed us across the ocean, and this is the big one. Tonight, we go over the top to tackle the enemy in his own heartland.
We heading for Germany, sir?
Germany? I'm talking about the Brains Trust in the church hall, you...
Maybe we should toss a couple of grenades in there to start things off, sir.
Now, take it easy, Pulaski. I'm the colonel. I plan the strategy around here.
Sir.
Now, Rossi, I wrote this for you. I want you to learn it, and sometime during tonight's clam bake, I want you to work it in. Now, give it a trial run, huh?
I guess the thing an ordinary Joe like me misses most over here is the home cooking. Back home, we used to go out on the patio, sit around on our patio furniture. Excuse me, sir, we didn't have no patio back home. We didn't have no patio furniture. We didn't have nothing. We had 2 square yards of fire escape.
What are you, Rossi? Some kind of an anarchist or something? Read on.
Our patio furniture, the solid, dependable kind like they make at the Irving plant in Dust Pile, Nebraska. So this is a commercial.
So? What's the matter with that? Millions of Americans will be listening to this. I don't have friends in American Forces Radio for nothing. You know, they've heard enough of the war. They want to hear about the good things.
Don't you think you ought to do it?
Oh, no, that would not be ethical, Rossi. Read on.
So all you mums back home remember that G.I. Joe is looking forward to coming back to you and that honest-to-goodness barbecue equipment that all red-blooded Americans love.
You can say that again.
Oh, that's great, Rossi. That'll hit him right smack in the heartstrings. And now, Private Tut, here's your target for tonight. I want you to learn this question, and when I give you the signal, you stand up and ask it, all right? Let's
Sir.
have a dummy run.
Oh, this is my question. How can the locals here in
Lancashire
help us Yanks to win the war?
Oh. Okay, learn it, Tut.
Sir?
Sir, don't you think that question will kind of upset the limeys? I mean...
We've got a war to fight. If we hurt their feelings, that's just too bad. Oh, and one last thing, Pulaski. Every man who's not on duty tonight has got to be in the church hall.
Men won't like it, sir.
They've got to learn about free speech. And that means compulsory listening.
We don't set off in a minute. We're going to be late. Where's your mother?
She's just getting ready. And anyway, Matt Floyd's coming for us in his Jeep.
Him and his Jeep, they weren't locking up. He drove down that ginnel between Tabator and Ringer Bells this dinner time. Old Fred Mallory was coming out to drug and bottle department. It was very nasty.
Knocked down, were he?
No, but he spilled nearly half a jug full.
Hi, honey.
Hello, lover.
How are you? Gee, man, you look like $1 million.
Aye, all crumpled up and passed from hand to hand.
Thank you, Floyd.
What's all this in aid of, anyway? You know I don't like going out with you when you're all dressed up like a dog's dinner.
Well, that's all right, because you're not coming.
Eh?
Well, somebody has to stay and look after the pub, Harry Duckworth. That's what I pay you for.
Look, I have questions to ask, statements to make.
Hard luck. Right, my love, shall we go? Hey, Bert, do you want a lift in Floyd's Jeep?
Aye, all right. Safer in it than near it when he's driving.
I don't know what's happened to you since this war broke out. You've changed beyond all recognition.
Well, of course I have, you daft beggar. What do you think world wars are for?
Turn right here, lads, and shortcut to Church Hall.
Okay.
Go through the vicar's garden.
That's all right. Go on, lad.
Yes, well, you did quite right to come to me, Corporal Hoskins. I regard the behaviour of old Mr. Pickup and that man Duckworth as tantamount to treason.
Mind you, to get into confidence, like, had to spend a fair amount on drink. And I was wondering whether you could see your way clear to reimburse me for that, like.
I'm afraid not, Corporal. There is no going rate for merely doing one's duty. The duplicity of it, Miss Mortimer. That man Duckworth and his cronies have been urging Hoskins there to ask loaded questions.
That's terrible, Mr. Tubb.
Which reminds me, Miss Mortimer, when I catch your eye at the meeting, I want you to stand up and ask, how can a very ordinary person like myself, with no special gifts or talent, help the war effort?
I shouldn't be here tonight, Mr. Todd. My mother's in bed with her leg again.
Say, buddy, are you the waiter in this joint? Sure could use a beer.
No, I am not the waiter. I am the town clerk and chairman of this meeting.
Okay. Anybody can make a mistake. Was the rig out having a fool?
Rig out? I will have you know, young man, that in this country our BBC announcers wear evening dress before the microphone. I am merely following the correct convention. Oh, how delightful you look.
Thank you, Mr. Todd. Hey, you look very dapper.
Oh.
You know, you remind me of a waiter they used to have at that hotel on the Runcorn Road. I can't think what it was called. It had 2 stars. Don't know why the kitchens were full of rats.
Hey, mister. Young Yanks just given the vicar a close shave in his herb garden. I wouldn't bank on him turning up.
The vicar was most upset.
Anyhow, if he doesn't turn up, I'm ready to stand in for him.
Well, I have every confidence that the vicar will arrive, Mr. Pickup. And I've heard about your little plans from Corporal Hoskins here. And you are the last person that I would ask to fill the breach.
What do you know about filling breaches? It takes you all your time to fill your own. You look like an embalmer's mate. Squealer.
You know your question?
Sure do, sir. How can the locals here in...
That's so loud.
How can the locals here in Lancashire help us Yanks to win the war?
Good boy. Wait for my signal.
Sir.
Rossi, what are we doing here?
You and me, Pulaski, we sweat and strain. Bodies all aching and racked with pain. Tote that barge and lift that bale. I ought to get a little drunk before I clobber a colonel and end up in jail. Hello, Tootsie.
Hey,
Hello,
Rossi.
darling. My lovely girl, how are you? Here you are. Nice. I love seeing you, and you're here, too. Here's a present for you, too. I'll see you later. How are you, Mr. T? Sorry about your suit.
Well, we're ready when you are, Randall. Let's get the show on the road. Hey, Randall, I love the outfit. You going on to some fancy dress thing after?
Ready whenever you want, buddy. Just watch for the red light.
Yes, we are simply waiting for the vicar, Colonel. Here. Good evening, Vicar. Would you like to take your seat? We're all ready to begin. There. Yes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen and Americans. We are gathered here tonight for our own Brains Trust. What an object lesson in free speech this is. And what a contrast with our futile foes. Oh, yes, Hitler must be trembling in his bunker tonight.
Get on with it!
Shut up.
As you may have heard, the magic of wireless will subsequently take our discussions into the homes of our American friends across the Atlantic.
Best place for them.
I shall not warn you again, Mr. Pickup. Some of us are not yet ready for free speech. Now, here on the platform we have, oh yes, Corporal Vince Rossi. And next to him, a man who needs no introduction, Colonel Willard T. Irving.
Yeah.
And on my left...
Of the Willard T. Irving Barbecue Equipment and Patio Furniture Corporation, Dust Pile, Nebraska. Our motto, a fair shake and a square deal.
Yes, quite. Very nice, too. On my left, our own Mrs. Phoebe Sankey, pillar of the licensed victualers, landlady and mother. Last but not least, our popular vicar, the Reverend Desmond Brearley, of whom it can be said that good nature is his middle name.
Ladies and gentlemen, I welcomed these Americans to our shore, but tonight I witnessed a brutal act perpetrated by an American soldier. This beast in human shape has ruined my Angelica and Marjoram.
Crazy names these guys give their daughters.
Not only ruined, ladies and gentlemen, but their beds are utterly devastated.
Hey, well, I will make a pledge right here and now that if one of my men is responsible for what happened to the vicar's daughters, he's going to have some work.
Angelica and Marjoram are not the vicar's daughters, Colonel. They are Herb's.
Herb who?
Well, if that is to be our choice, ladies and gentlemen, the jeep or the jackboot, then I say to you, yea, there shall be a wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Right on, lad. He keeps us up, I'll start going to church.
Vicar, I think perhaps we should have the first question. Miss...
How can a perfectly ordinary
That man there has a
person like
question.
myself...
Soldier, you have a question?
Yes, sir, I got a question. And my question is, how can the yokels here in Lancashire... No, that's not it. How can the yokels here in Yankeeshire... Oh, gee.
You're fired. Sir, you can't fire someone from the Army Air Force.
No, don't worry, Colonel. I'll get it right the way you told me. How can we win the war in a Lancashire local?
Sit him down.
Now, if Yankee yokels get together with Lancashire locals, how the heck can we win the war? Yeah, that's it. Gee, come to think of it, I'd really like to know the answer myself.
Calm down. Do what you do.